I was commissioned to write a piece, a four-movement piece that diagnosed the life of a cancer patient. And it was broken into four movements: life before, diagnosis, treatment, and beyond. And the piece that you'll see, the first piece that the ballet is going to perform to is the first movement of that piece, which they turned Johanna choreographed, and it looks amazing. What we're doing right now is focusing on this project called Healing Sounds. And we just had a meeting with the Ronald McDonald House, and we've been working with over 5,000 hospital beds in China to create unobtrusive ways to get this art and music to the patients.
This is showing what's called bold blood oxygen level dependent activity, and it's related. This is related to visual, auditory, and tactile stimuli and the various combinations. Red denotes brain regions in which the auditory, visual, and tactile activations overlap. That includes the trisensory. So if we're having all three, audio, visual, and tactile stimulation coming in. Blue denotes regions in which the auditory and visual, the audio-visual activations overlap. Green denotes regions in which the visual and tactile interact. So we're really most interested for this particular investigation in the blue areas, those that in which the auditory and visual activity overlap. So what we did was we took a wonderful technology, relatively new technology called magnetoencephalography, and because it's hard to say over and over, we just refer to it as MEG, M-E-G. This involves having 248 different measuring spots, referred to as SQUIDs, superconducting quantum interference devices. We're measuring at a very high resolution with reasonable spatial precision so we can tell where the brain is responding. And then it's a very high fidelity, meaning that it's a very clean, direct measure of undistorted electromagnetic fluctuations in neural populations.
Too often, we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all which have the potential to turn a life around. And this morning, we're really going to be talking about turning lives around. I want you to understand from the start, music is the vehicle, it's the strategy. But the end point is not musical. The end point is not mastery or performance. So it's not a matter of getting to Carnegie Hall, it's getting to your full potential and being able to use the protocols that we've been able to build over the years, both inside the Yamaha Music and Wellness Institute and, of course, with the Mama Foundation. I saw this next slide and I sort of fell in love with it. This is from a former First Lady. Children are likely to live up to what you believe in them. So this whole thing doesn't begin with a sense of understanding the instrument. It begins with a sense of understanding the child or the adult.
So let's pretend for a moment that you are my Saturday morning class, and I've just told you to drop the bag. Now I want you to stop thinking about your family, what you're going to eat later today, your boss, your children, everything that went wrong, how you got here today, the flat tire, the car is broke, you lost your job. All of that is done. Take that out, put that outside the door, drop it for just a little while. And now what I want you to do is inhale. Now everybody, class, inhale. And now blow it out. Inhale. Blow it out. And I want you to shake your hands like it's jelly. And I want you to shake, and I'm going to shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. You know what we found? That the fingers are the keyboard to your brain. We're going to put the sound of ah to the shake and stomp, okay? Are you ready? Everybody inhale. Let's go. Ah. Sometimes you have to get it off of you. Anything that's bothering you, we're going to get it off. This is what we teach our kids so that they can do this. These kids are going through some things that many of us have never had to go through, and they have to have a way of getting it off. So I want you to say off and use your hands. Off, 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 off,
Because of who you are, I give you glory. Because of who you are, I give you praise. Because of who you are, I will lift my voice and sing, Lord, I worship you. Because of who you are, Lord, I worship you. Because of who you are, I will lift my voice and sing, Lord, I worship you. Because of who you are, Lord, I worship you. Because of who you are.
Much of what we know about opiate use disorder has to do with boredom. Much of what we know about the kids that we see who end up going down that pathway didn't have a lot of coping skills or alternative or even social skills to be able to kind of look at other alternatives. And so social skill training and music training or learning an instrument are as much a part of the long-term therapy as the medication replacement. So alcohol use disorder, just to tell you how common it is, it's 500,000. I think it's more like 1 million withdrawal requiring medication. It's pretty easy to actually become dependent enough, physiologic, to become withdrawal. So daily drinking for 2 weeks will cause a little bit of minor withdrawal. Daily drinking for 2 months will cause a major withdrawal symptoms. So House Bill 4, and part of the work of this task force was to get, first and foremost, we have 5 goals. First one is to get naloxone or Narcan to the street. And that's what we did. And so House Bill 4 created access to naloxone or Narcan to return. It's the antidote. It is literally the reversal agent of the respiratory failure related to heroin or opiate overdose. And so in the course of a year and a half, about 150,000 doses of Narcan have been distributed to first responders in this county and in this area.
So if I can see everybody's fingertips, please. Point to your belly button and your belly button only, no one else's, yes? Blow up a nice big balloon with your arms. Beautiful. You are in a beautiful first position. You look amazing. So this is our first move. Everything bends. Everything up. Look right and left. Up. Right. Left. You look amazing. Everything bends. Up. Beautiful. Right. Freeze it. Right leg out. Out. Everything up. Yes.